Now, DGRO, or the iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF, is 100% worth looking into if you consider yourself a long-term dividend growth investor. If you want an ETF that's cheap to hold on to, is diversified, and has grown over time, but also paid dividends and more dividends historically, then you're going to love this video, because in this one, we're going to dissect this ETF. I'm going to explain to you guys what it is, how it works, what it has to offer, and some of the best parts and the worst parts about this ETF. All to say that if you've ever thought about holding on to this one, or maybe you already have some shares of it, either way, definitely stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. My A to Z dividend investing ebook has helped countless dividend investors get started with their journey. And my custom dividend tracker that I'm constantly using here on the channel has also helped so many investors stay on track and allow them to see their dividend income in real time. Well, today I have another treat for you guys. I'm not only going to offer you my A to Z dividend investing ebook and the custom dividend tracker, but also just for a short limited time, I'm going to be adding in my brand new weekly dividend blueprint ebook to show you how you can get started with weekly dividend ETFs and add this into your investing strategy. This offer is not going to last long, so go ahead and click the first link down below in my description, and you're going to get both ebooks and the custom dividend tracker bundle. But like I said, please act fast, because this won't be around for long. Now let's get back into the video. So going right into the iShares fact sheet for DGRO. Once again, this ETF is called the iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF. The iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF seeks to track the investment results of an index composed of U.S. equities with a history of consistently growing dividends. It then says why DGRO. DGRO number 1 offers low-cost exposure to U.S. stocks focused on dividend growth. Number 2, access companies that have a history of sustained dividend growth and that are broadly diversified across industries. And number 3, use at the core of your portfolio to seek income. Now, if you guys are newer to investing, dividend growth is a metric that I didn't really pay too much attention to until maybe my 6th or 7th year dividend investing. But the cool thing about having different ETFs and or stocks in your portfolio that do have a history of dividend growth and will probably offer some dividend growth in the future, your portfolio is going to be able to compound even that much faster, because you're going to be getting paid more and more cash flow from doing absolutely nothing but holding on to this ETF, for example, over time. Now, digging a little bit deeper into DGRO, this ETF is very well diversified with over 400 holdings all inside one ETF. Now, there's not necessarily a reason to be this diversified. 400 different individual stocks inside your portfolio, inside one ETF, might be a little bit overkill, but keep in mind, if an entire sector, if a basket or a group of these names have a bad year, a bad quarter, hopefully the rest of the holdings inside this portfolio will pick up the slack. Now, some of the biggest names in DGRO are names like Apple, which have a lot of growth potential, names like Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, Broadcom, JP Morgan, ExxonMobil, AbbVie, Home Depot, Procter & Gamble, and Pepsi. Names that historically have done pretty well as far as price return goes, but also names that have all paid dividends and offered some dividend growth historically. Which, speaking of dividends and dividend growth, DGRO offers around a 2 to 2.2% dividend yield if you look at the trailing 12 months. Now, with just over a 2% yield, you're not going to be receiving anything insane as far as cash flow right from day one. But if you look at DGRO's historical dividend growth rate, investors over time have been getting paid more and more in dividends over the years. Now, again, this is going to be a huge cheat code, especially once you invest in names like these and you've been holding onto them for, say, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. The idea is that over time, you just keep getting paid more and more cash flow, all along while hopefully DGRO, in theory's price keeps going up also. Which, looking at DGRO's price performance since inception, DGRO way back in the day, around 10, 11 years ago, started trading at around $25 per share, more or less. Now, just as far as price return goes, DGRO over this last decade is up over 100% just as far as price return goes. And again, this is not even including dividends. Now, if we were to include dividends, looking at the total return percentage gain since inception, DGRO is up around 248%, or around 12%-ish on average every single year. So DGRO has not only kept up with the market pretty well over most timeframes historically, but along with that has offered investors dividends along the way, dividend growth, and very diversified exposure. Now, to go through some of the best pros and some of the cons when it comes to DGRO, I would say some of the pros with DGRO is the fact that it's very well diversified. It's offered around 11-12% return every single year since inception. It's cheap to hold on to, and honestly, it's more or less a sleep well nut ETF for a long-term portfolio. A few of the cons for DGRO, this is sort of being nitpicky, but the expense ratio is a bit expensive at 0.08%, when Vanguard ETFs and even SCHD are a little bit cheaper. Another con with DGRO, just to be extremely nitpicky, is that it only offers around a 2% yield starting off, and the dividend growth hasn't been the best compared to some of the other ETFs in its same class. All that to say that I still think this ETF is a great core foundational holding for a long-term investor's portfolio if, of course, they are seeking the potential for some upside over time, some dividends and dividend growth historically. So now that we talked about one of the most popular dividend growth ETFs across the entire market, in late 2025, I share with you guys what it is, how it works, some of the good things, maybe some of the bad things. And lastly, most importantly, I have a question for you guys down below. When it comes to the highest quality dividend growth ETFs across the entire market, what are some of your favorite names as of right now? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like in it and subscribe for more picture content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.